I'll be creating a series where I'll be talking about my favorite boss fights in video gaming, and this will be episode 1. Just an FYI for this series, this list is not in any particular order. I do like some boss fights other than others, however, at the end of the day, these are all my favorites. And with that being said, let's go on with the episode. I know I did say that this list will not be in any particular order, however, for this first episode, I will be talking about my favorite boss fight of all time, Dante vs. Vergil, Devil May Cry 5. There are multiple reasons why I like this boss fight a lot, from the story, the characters, and even the gameplay. From a story perspective, I really like this boss fight a lot because it is the culmination of Dante's strength going against the culmination of Vergil's strength, and their ideals just basically being opposed to each other, and they're going to end it. IMO, the dichotomy / the dynamic between Dante and Vergil is some of the best in fiction. With the story out of the way, what makes me really like this boss fight a lot is just the gameplay of it. Dante from Devil May Cry 5 is one of the most fun characters to play as. In this game, Dante has 4 styles between Trickster, Swordmaster, Gunslinger, and Royal Guard, and on top of that, you have many weapons to choose from. Dante initially has his classic Rebellion, but then switches to his Sparta Blade, and settles on his DSD, the Devil Sword Dante. But on top of that, he has Balrog, Cavalier Angel, and King Cerberus. But not only that, he also has his Ebony and Ivory, the Sawed-Off Shotgun, the Kalina and Dr. Faust. Having multiple weapons that each have their own fighting style, on top of having multiple guns that each have their own uses, on top of having 4 styles, the amount of combo potential and the mixing and matching that you can do is just insane. If that is not enough, he still has his Devil Trigger and his Sin Devil Trigger. Having all of these options, when I say Dante is one of the most fun characters to play as, I am not joking. And what makes this boss fight so much better to me is the fact that there are multiple approaches to this fight. You can take this fight slow and use Royal Guard to counter Vergil's attacks. You can go all out aggro, use Swordmaster, try to do as much damage as you can to Vergil in the least amount of time. I'm pretty sure that if you use Gunslinger and Dr. Faust, you have the potential to actually one-shot Vergil. And you can use this with the plethora of weapons that you have. And this boss fight is not easy because Vergil is no pushover. Vergil has his own gimmicks that are not simply just to summon swords. He also has his Judgment Cut, and with Devil Trigger, he can also create a doppelganger that can fight you. The cool touch is that when Vergil goes Sin Devil Trigger, from my experience, you cannot hurt him unless you also go Sin Devil Trigger, which means you guys can have an SDT face-off. From a story perspective and the gameplay perspective, alongside the boss difficulty, I honestly have no qualms with saying that Dante vs. Vergil from Devil May Cry 5 is my favorite boss fight of all time. And when it comes to the characters of Dante and Vergil, they are both amazing. They are both one of my computer wallpapers.